Hello and welcome to the Asian Military Review podcast with me, your host Andrew Drwiega. I'm the editor-in-chief of Asian Military Review magazine, and I'm joined today by Air Vice Marshal Gary Waterfall, who retired from the Royal Air Force in 2019 and is now military advisor to the DSEI Japan Expo, which will run from the 15th to the 17th of March this year in Tokyo. So Gary, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Andrew, thanks very much. It's great to be with you today.
This is the second DSEI to be held in Japan. Japan has been focused extensively on its own defence since the end of World War II. The focus on indigenous manufacturing and manufacturing under licence. How do you feel this has changed?
Andrew, it's changed greatly. You're right, it's the second DSEI Japan. The first one was held back in, I think it was 2019. We've been unable to hold one since due to the global pandemic, so back on for this year. But what's changed? No one can escape what's gone on with the barbaric illegal invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And that's really changed a lot of decision-making across the world, no more so in the Far East in Japan. They are faced with a growing threat from China and also from North Korea. And hitherto, they've been, as you say, quite an introverted and a defence-minded country. They've now realised that their current capabilities and defensive capabilities and thus deterrence simply aren't strong enough to meet with the potential adversaries that sit on that side of the world. And numerically, but also in terms of readiness from a workforce perspective and from sustainability perspective. So literally at the end of last year, December the 16th, the Prime Minister passed three key revisions to their security documents, looking at an uplift. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to achieve a new balance in international relations by working more closely with the US and its allies in the Indo-Pacific. They're doubling their defence budget.
Right.
And they don't have time on their side, Andrew.
Right.
They've realised the threat, and they're still an outwardly peaceful nation. But what they need to do is to have a credible deterrence. And at the moment, they believe they're inadequate, both in terms of quality and quantity, to achieve that.
So this is really the logic behind DSEI Japan now being a relevant location for the international defence industry to meet.
Absolutely, Andrew. So, hitherto, DSEI Japan was really good for a regional focus. But I think now it's got a true global focus. I mean, look no further than in the last month. We've had NATO across. In fact, it was John Stoltenberg himself who came across at the end of last month to talk deepening the relationship between Japan and the Northern Atlantic Treaty Organization. So in doing so, he's opening up the door significantly to friendly partners and allies, global trade of exports and imports in a defence-centric in and out of Japan.
Yeah, that's quite a change in a short period of time. Looking at that, and as a military advisor from Japan's key defence requirements, what sort of technologies do you think the Japanese companies are perhaps looking to venture on or even to export?
I think it goes across the board, Andrew, across all of the traditional domains of air, land and sea, but also increasingly into the space domain, and in the interest to see their advances in cyber. I think, heralding the dawn of this new era had to be the Global Combat Air Programme, which was, under it's a platforms of systems, but looking at the association now between UK, Italy and Japan to bring this to a reality. So why that? Why not just go their strongest ally, USA? USA at the moment, that's developing the NGAD, the next generation air dominance fighter. That, probably like the F-22, is going to be a US-only asset.
Right.
So if the rate and the pace of other developments globally, principally in China, how do you match that threat and be prepared, if called upon, to defeat it? You've got to develop your own. And with the Japanese FX program, that was going really well. But in terms of getting to that sixth generation, you've got to harness the capabilities multinationally. So that's why UK, Italy and Japan together, bringing themselves together in order to deliver this in the mid-2030s.
Right. Japan has always had a very good focus on higher technology. And I guess from your perspective, that's a benefit for joining the FCAS program.
Yeah, it absolutely is. From their top technology, from their manufacturing techniques, it's going to be really good, a real force multiplier. And Andrew, there's a real opportunity here for UK industry, not just at the prime level, but at the SMEs as well.
Right.
SMEs that have got the key to the door here, and actually are giving them that oxygen they deserve, both in DSEI Japan, but of course DSEI in London is only September this year, and we expect to have a Japanese footprint on the floor as well. And there's a real opportunity here to showcase their wares. But you're right here, it's as much about the imports as it is about the exports.
Yeah.
And it's also giving what was quite an internally focused defence industry the opportunity from Japan to reach out around the globe.
I think that's important. As you've been saying, the British SMEs looking for new markets as well. If they can get to somewhere like DSEI Japan and meet what would be new contacts and allow them to perhaps not only plug into international development programs, but also perhaps to Japan itself and its own programs.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Andrew. This isn't a flash in the pan either. This is setting a strategic course which is going to take them beyond the end of this decade and probably well into the 2030s. So, soon, fast, ready acceptance and investment, I think, from both sides are going to be crucial to deliver the success because, as the Prime Minister said, he just doesn't have that quantity and quality of defensive capabilities or deterrent capabilities to position himself credibly in the region.
Right. Presumably you'll be out there as well?
Hey, Andrew, I wouldn't miss the word. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never been to Japan.
Right.
So just culturally, I'm really looking forward to getting my feet on the ground and seeing a lot of the beautiful city.
Yeah.
But I'm also really looking forward to the buzz that's going to be around there. So 2019, there are about 12 to 13,000 people. We're expecting probably another 25% on top of that. And we are fully sold out. We've run out of space. In 2019, we had 30 international delegations. We've got double this time.
Yeah.
So it's very much, although Japan is hosting it, it really is an international show.
And all COVID restrictions are off there now, I think.
Yeah, I think, you never say never.
No,
but,
right.
To say, we're enjoying freedom from the global pandemic.
Yeah. Gary, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us, and good luck with the DSEI Japan Expo.
Thanks, Andrew. It's been really good to catch up, and thank you for the opportunity.